Hebrew Ninja Bro, slicing and dicing up the lies with the promises of the Most High. Most High Yah bless the 12 tribes of Jacob, and to those who follow his statute, laws, and commandments. Blessings to you, my brothers and sisters. May the Most High's promises uplift you and your family, because he's slicing and dicing up the lies with his promises to keep you alive. Men and women called the saints in the Bible, we are living in Revelations, and it is countdown time. So stay in the Word and do the Most High's statutes, laws, and commandments to get his hedge of protection. Right now, brothers and sisters, the Most High is bringing judgment to the earth, and that comes to the house of Yah first, meaning the saints who are being disobedient. With that being said, right now, there's a news flash. STDs are going through the roof, mainly in the black communities. HIV, syphilis, herpes, gonorrhea are all up in a emergency crisis kind of way. It's a red alert. The spreading of these diseases is at an all high. It is at an all high. However speaking, there is something sinister happening. One must think. One must ask yourself, how is this STD outbreak mostly just happening in the black communities? Something is very suspicious about this outbreak, this alarming outbreak. They say there's 20,000 cases of HIV in Atlanta, Georgia alone, all in black communities. Now, when they had that pandemic that happened a couple years ago, it was natural. I'm not saying the pandemic itself was natural, but the way it hit all races, not just black people. Now, this STD is high in states where mainly black people reside. Now, when that pandemic was out, it hit all people of different races around the world, and millions died. All of a sudden, there's an STD outbreak, mostly affecting the blacks. Here are the states most active with the STD outbreak. We got Atlanta, Georgia, Memphis, Tennessee. Atlanta is ahead of Memphis, Tennessee, but they're predicting Memphis, Tennessee will be the highest. Miami, Florida. Los Angeles, California. Jacksonville, Florida. New York. Houston, Texas. Baltimore. New Orleans, and Las Vegas. These diseases are high in the black communities in those states. And there's more to come. But, however, if you're doing the Most High statutes, laws, and commandments, then you ain't out there in the public getting caught up. So with that being said, let's give the instructions on how to celebrate the high holidays in September, the 9th month, 2025. Honoring the Most High Yah and his son, YAHAWASHI. Some people say the father is Yahuwah and the son is Yahusha. Whichever one feels better for you. The first week of September 2025, you will celebrate the Sabbath. Friday, sundown, the 5th, to Saturday, the 6th, sundown. Closing the Sabbath day, reading the scriptures. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, 23 through 33. That's 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 23 through 33. Now, when starting the Sabbath celebration, you will make meals that will last through to Saturday closing of the Sabbath celebration. Okay? Remember, you cannot cook, buy or sell during the Sabbath celebration. You can only do that before the Sabbath celebration. Foods must be cooked and prepared on Friday before sundown. You can store your prepared meals in the microwave or oven, or you can make sandwiches, or you can just do fruits. But everything has to be must be prepped and prepared before you begin the Sabbath celebration, honoring our Creator, the Father, and His Son. Now, with that being said, after the first Sabbath celebration of the 9th month, September 2025, then we have a new moon on Sunday the 7th, and you will treat that as a Sabbath day. So you will basically cook meals before sundown and celebrate the new moon as a Sabbath, and it will end sundown Monday the 8th. It will end sundown the 8th on Monday. So you will treat that as a Sabbath day. If you have to go to work, you just go to work and you ask the Most High for forgiveness. Then comes the Sabbath day, September 12th, sundown to Saturday, sundown. You prepare the meals and you have them ready before sundown, Friday the 12th, and you make enough to where it lasts through Saturday the 13th, sundown. And you will close it by reading the scriptures of 1 Corinthians chapter 11, and that would be verse 23 through 33. That will be closing, and you have the wine and bread at closing. The wine and bread at closing. Now, it doesn't mean get a goblet of wine. Okay, it's just a shot glass of wine for who or how many are there, and a piece of bread. You know how the Catholics do it. Okay, they don't. Now the priests. Now they say there's a lot of alcoholic priests, so we probably know that they're probably taking goblets of wine, or prepping it, or taking that wine as soon as the service is over, and drinking it, singing 2 bottles of beer on the wall. That's for Catholics, who knows? But there are some alcoholic priests, probably because they're drinking, like I said, too much wine. Now, with that being said, let's go back to the instructions. Okay, so the next High Holy Day will be September the 16th. That is Day of Atonement. You will celebrate that sundown to sundown. You can cook, but you will basically cannot buy or sell. So on the 16th of Tuesday, sundown, you will start your Day of Atonement and celebrate it all the way to Wednesday the 17th, sundown. You, if you got to work, just ask Most High for forgiveness. And like I said, you cannot purchase on those days, but you can cook. Then the next Sabbath day is on September the 19th through Saturday the 20th. So that'd be Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, September 19th through the 20th. You know how you have to prepare your meals. Okay, now here we will be coming up on the high holy day, the opening of tabernacles. Okay, the opening of tabernacles, that starts on Sunday. So you will cook your meals on that day before sundown. Cook your meals, make sure it lasts all the way up until the 22nd, and you will celebrate that opening of tabernacles like the Sabbath day, but which will be on the 21st through the 22nd. That's considered one day. Then on the second day, you're permitted to go to work the 2nd through the 7th. You'll be able to, so that'll be like the 23rd, the 24th, the 25th, the 26th, and the 27th. That's 7 days. That's 2 through 7 days. So that's, like I said, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27th. You'll be able to work, and you'll be able to buy and purchase. But on the 8th day, you have to do the same as you opened the tabernacles. You will have to basically follow the Sabbath day. Actually, on the 26th and 27th, you got to, I apologize, that on the 26th and 27th, you got to treat it like the Sabbath day, even though the tabernacle high holiday is going through the 26th, 27th. On that Friday, you will treat it as the Sabbath, because the Sabbath day takes precedence. So I apologize for that. On the 26th, 27th, you will celebrate the Sabbath day sundown to the 27th sundown. And then after that, you have that open window after sundown to do some purchasing and buying, because then what happens is sundown 27th, then basically right when it comes to the 28th, you will have to treat it like the Sabbath again. The closing, the 8th day, you have to treat it like the Sabbath. That means you will basically, you're doing the closing, so you can't buy and purchase. You can cook the meals and prepare it like on the Sabbath day. Cook the meals and celebrate by, giving homage to the Most High through His Son, YAHAWASHI. You will basically do no cooking after sundown. You'll cook enough in that morning to carry you over to the 29th of Monday. Monday, you will be closing the 29th. You will be closing 29th sundown. You will be, during the opening of the tabernacles, you will want to meditate and pray all through that week. Meditate and pray when you go to work. Read your Bible, meditate and pray, and thank the Most High for the high holidays of the tabernacles. You want to draw nearer to the Father on these high holy days. And these are the high holidays for September. So we know that the new moon is on the 7th. Celebrate that through the 8th sundown. Then you celebrate your Sabbath day, Friday to Saturday. Then we have the high holiday, Day of Atonement, on the 16th, celebrated sundown to the 17th sundown. You can cook. No buying on those days. You can cook on those days. And then we have the Sabbath days we must pay attention to. Friday to Saturday. in September, and then you have the opening of the tabernacles, which starts sundown, the 21st Sunday, and goes all the way through to the 29th. The first day, which is 21st to 22nd, is first day where you will not do any, you will do your cooking, treat it like a Sabbath. You will not do any purchase and buying on the 21st or 22nd. You can do buying on the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. And then comes the 26th. You can do buying before the evening. And then that evening you'll treat it like the Sabbath day, because that's the Sabbath day, 26th sundown through 27th sundown. And then after sundown on the 27th Saturday, you have that window purchasing things. Then you got to turn around and treat the 28th and the 29th like the Sabbath, which is the closing. And that's one day. Okay, that's considered one day. 2 days are considered one day. So with that being said, you understand now, whenever you're closing your high holy days, you use the shot glass of wine and a piece of bread or cracker, preferably bread if you like cracker, okay, and you close it and you read 1 Corinthians chapter 11, 20 verses 23 through 33. Okay, brothers and sisters, that's your High Holy Days instructions for September 9th month, 2025. Once again, that's your instructions for September 9th month, 2025. Okay, now, you brothers and sisters, be strong and help one another, because we are living in the end days. And we need to stay strong, okay? We have to basically pay attention to the times around you. You can't be stupid now. You can't take anything for granted now, because we need to love each other, strengthen each other, stay focused, be obedient, stay strong, and stay safe. And with that note, may the Most High's promises uplift you and your family, because he's slicing and dicing up the lies with his promises to keep you alive. Shalom.